This is legit take 3 because I can't talk today. Where did English go? Where? Where? Anyway. Hi, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel and welcome back if you are a returning subscriber. Thank you so much for 100 subscribers, you guys. It's 100 and counting. Thank you. I appreciate you guys and your support is everything. Thank you for sharing, liking, Jane Gabong. Thank you. So today I want to carry on the series that we started on touching base on natural hair, all things natural hair, whether you're a veteran, naturalista. I'm sure these are things that are probably going to be, I used to do that when I was in the, when I was starting out my journey and I stopped. And if you are somebody who is starting out your natural hair journey, Jay, I feel like this series is really for everybody. So if you haven't seen any of the other videos, then make sure that you check them out. I will link them. It'll probably be up here or be at the end of the video. But yeah, today I want to be speaking about the scalp. Yes, the scalp. And it might be random, it might be like abstract, like something that's like, girl, the scalp. But I mean, of course, this is so important because our scalp is where our sebaceous glands that produce our natural hair oil sits. It is where our hair follicle sits, where our hair comes out of. And so it's so important that we are, and I'm going to use an analogy that I read in an article, we are preparing the soil of where, like when you think about soil and where you're going to be growing your plant or your veggies, whatever, you prepare the soil, make sure that it's nutritious, you make sure that it's good, so whatever grows out of it is also good. The same thing is with our scalp. We need to make sure that our scalp is a healthy environment for hair growth. It's a conducive environment for hair growth. So I say all of this to say we cannot be co-washing the whole time. The hele tyd. We cannot. We need to somewhere in the schedule of our wash days find a clarifying day. I recommend it be once a month or it can be twice a month, however often you need to clarify your scalp. Because we need to clarify our scalp from buildup and our hair from buildup. Your hair is not going to take in any products that you put in if you're not clarifying and taking out the products that you put in the last time, right? So I mean this in terms of the sealant that you put on your hair. Since you've sealed your hair, you're going to need to clarify so that you are able to not have so much buildup that it's not taking in any leave-in, any moisturizer, any penetrative oil or whatever. And the same thing goes for our scalp. In order for your scalp to not be clogged up, for your pores on your scalp and your hair follicles to not be clogged up, we need to be able to clarify. Now you can clarify with a bentonite clay, you can clarify with an apple, why do I want to say apple when I want to say African black soap? You can clarify with African black soap if you can get it. You can clarify with the glycerine soap or you can clarify with the shampoo. Whichever one you want, but make sure that it is something that is going to be clarifying and it is, I don't want to say stripping because I feel like in the natural hair community we tend to run from anything that strips our hair off. But what I'm trying to say is that it needs to clean and take away all that product buildup from before. So I'm aware that we do co-wash more often, so don't fear. What you could do for if you co-wash, for example, I use the Botanics co-wash like 3 times a week, and then I'll clarify 3 times a month, sorry, and then I'll clarify once a month. So 3 weeks out of the month I'm co-washing and 1 week I am clarifying, unless I feel like my scalp is acting up. Like recently my scalp was I'm like, what is going on? Like if your scalp is on fire or whatever, then maybe you might need to be clarifying more. I also want to add this disclaimer. I'm not a trichologist, I'm not a dermatologist, I'm not a doctor. So if your scalp seems to be acting all the way up and you don't know what's going on, you do wash your hair, you do wash your scalp, but still, Jay, it's too much, then I obviously recommend that you go to a dermatologist, see a trichologist, so that they are obviously better informed to tell you what's actually going on, and they can even give you products to help reset your scalp, right? So that's out of the way. In the bare minimum, what you can do, because we do co-wash a lot, is you can add an essential oil like tea tree, lavender, rosemary, or peppermint. So you could add 2 to 3 drops of an essential oil like that to your co-wash, so that every week you are getting the benefits that either rosemary, tea tree, peppermint, and lavender oil have, in terms of being antifungal, in terms of being able to still condition your scalp. Make sure that you add that into your co-wash, and then of course that other week of the month you'll be clarifying, like for real, either using bentonite or whatever it is that you do to clarify. This is just so that you're making sure that you are researching your scalp and you're making sure that your scalp is getting all the help that it needs. It is self-functioning, but you are helping it out, in terms of fungus and anything else that could, get in there. So basically, I want us to get that it's so important to not neglect our scalp. Sometimes we're like, our scalp will be itchy. We're like, oh, I'll see it on wash day when I wash my hair. No, listen to your scalp. Now, another thing is, we grew up, obviously, some of us grew up knowing that we have to base our scalp every day. You do not have to base your scalp every day. You do not have to do that. Like I did mention, your scalp is self-functioning. It produces its own oils, and you need to remember the oil that it produces doesn't travel all the way down to our hair, and that's just the nature of type 4 hair, whether you're 4A, 4B, or 4C. The oil doesn't travel all the way down like it would somebody with like pin straight hair, and so we do obviously need to help it with putting oils in. And like I said, you need to clarify all that hair, all that oil out, so that you can take in, the new products that you put in. You can allow your hair to take it in. Now, you can base your scalp, for example, like if you have braids, but not every day. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, listen to your scalp and be like, okay, it's dry, it's feeling a bit dry, it's feeling a bit itchy. In order to avoid scratching, then you base it. But also, what are you basing it with? You don't have to base it with something that's so rich and heavy. Do you understand what I mean? I've lately been thinking about maybe I should get jojoba oil, because jojoba oil to base my scalp, because jojoba oil actually mimics the natural hair oil that we produce, and so I know it won't be something that's too heavy that will clog my pores. I'm gonna try it out, and when I do, jojoba is a little bit on the pricey side, so when I do try it, I'll let you guys know. But for now, I'm using this hair oil that I got from Cavo, and what I'll do is I will literally, the night before I wash, I will put the hair oil on my scalp. I'll do a hot oil treatment basically. I'll put it on my scalp, I'll put it on my hair, and the next day I wash my hair, and I promise you, for that week I'm good. Something else, if you're struggling when it comes to your hair, your scalp is itchy or whatever the case may be, is you could use tea. So you could use rosemary tea. You can just take a stem of rosemary, put it in hot water, let it sit there for like 24 hours, and then you can use that rosemary infused water as a hair rinse after you wash your hair. So on wash day, after you wash your hair, put the hair rinse in there in your hair, and then let it sit for about 20 minutes, and then wash it out, and I promise you that also works. In addition to like adding the rosemary to your stuff, I really think that will help work, and that way you won't have like so much trouble like with your scalp being so super duper itchy, and having to like base it with, like, you can base your scalp, but just make sure that you clarify whatever it is that you're basing it with at the end of the week, because you don't want your your pores to be clogged. Now, of course, it'll go according to you how often you want to base your scalp. You need to listen to your scalp, and it will go according to you how often you want to base it. But I think that if you use the essential oils in your stuff, you won't feel itchy as much. And actually, a really cool thing what you can do is you could use like a hair grow or like an infused hair grow oil with your essential oils. And you could probably put that in like maybe like 3 times a week in the week and just massage your scalp. Now this is just actually for like even just hair growth stimulation. Like you could just put in that hair oil and you could just massage for like a solid 5 minutes. That's so good to like stimulate hair growth. Yeah, come back to me if that works. Come back and comment down below if that works. But yeah, basically just to keep in mind that, you know, I do understand that we do need to base our scalp, but make sure that you're not constantly basing it also because you were told that you have to base it. No, listen to your scalp, listen to what it needs, and make sure that you are using more lighter things to base it than heavier things. Absolutely, absolutely. I think that is so important. Use lighter things. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about when it pertains to the scalp is bad braiding practices. Oh, M-dubs. Those stylists who braid our hair so tight because a tight style is a cute style. Where they do that at? Wait, why? Now, I'm so glad that there are so many stylists who, Daisy's Den, for example, she's actually also another YouTuber. I'm a shout her out. Hey, girl. She, you know, because she understands the natural hair community, she understands the natural hair movement, she understands what we need. She's so gentle when she braids your hair. And I know that it's the idea of if your hair is not braided like tight, then zizoshesho kuka. But you shouldn't be keeping your braids in for that long either. Remember the video that I had? If you haven't checked out that video, then check out that video about how you shouldn't leave your braids in for like more than 6 weeks or a month. No, we don't need to have tight braids for our hair to be cute. In fact, this could be so detrimental if you continue to braid your hair tightly or to let people braid your hair tightly. It could lead to traction alopecia, and that's how some people lose their hairline. Traction alopecia is literally hair thinning from being tugged and pulled so tightly so often. So even styles like puffs, when you puff, you know, we do the cute puff, but maybe sometimes we do it too tight and all the time, it pulls on our hairline and our hairline starts moving back and back because our hair is thinning. Even braids, you could have bald spots on your hair because your braids are way too tight. That needs to stop, you guys. Like, that needs to stop. Make sure you're taking care of yourself and your hair. Tell your stylist, yo, that's too tight. Or go to, you know, other people who understand and can braid your hair moderately tight so that, you know, zinga shesho kuka doesn't get too old too quickly. But you shouldn't be leaving it on for that long anyway. So yeah, that's another thing that I really wanted to make sure that I touch on is bad braiding and, you know, styling practices where we just too tight on our hair, y'all. That needs to stop. So yeah, now I think I've covered the scalp enough. If you have any more questions, or if you have, please add. Like, if you have any more information, please. If traction alopecia has ever happened to you, or you know what I'm saying, like, just comment down below. Let's help each other out. And yeah, man, if you've enjoyed this video, then please give me a huge thumbs up. It helps me and my channel very much. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, and please share this with a girlfriend or anybody who's in need of this information. Thank you so much for tuning in. And yeah, man, I can't wait to see you in my next video. Let's take care of our scalp, y'all. Take care of your scalp. It'll take care of you and your hair. Thanks, you guys. Love y'all.